It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Mogobe. Thank you to all the guests. Thank you to Mogobe. Can I quote some of the prayers she was praying? Guys, please absorb. Don't be too, let's receive everything. When it's graduation, there's a lot that is said. And I think it's more memorable at the graduation because that's where it's a summary of what you've been through. So you can reflect, and then the key takeaways is what you hear at the graduation. It's just like on a wedding day, that's when they tell you the most important stories, right? Now, I think a theme that's emerging throughout this, just the time, just from her prayer, and then to the lessons, top 3 lessons, Anand mentioned was corruption. Definitely, we need to do business with integrity. I think that is a clear one. We can do business without corruption. We can do business without depleting the economy. We can do business without harm. I think if that's one takeaway I'm getting, definitely, and I want to reinforce, I think we should all take that away. Let's do business, clean business. It's possible. And it shouldn't be affiliated to anything or anyone such that you can continue doing business without saying it was through a favor or through a special friend. No. I think that's a takeaway for you. So thank you for that. That's 2 points already I've taken away. Now, I did say this session I'm not going to cry. For those who were at my session, I'm not going to cry. I mean, I do appreciate Mogobe and what he's done and what he stands for, and the exemplary nature in which he's been able to do it. A key word in terms of grit. Now I'm on the takeaway before we get to banking, right? I think grit is a word that is not used a lot. I think post-COVID, one of the lessons we learned as banking and bankers is resilience. Now, it's nice when everything is good, but when you speak of the valley of death and the J-curve, then you realize that is where the rubber hits the road. That's when it matters most, in the downtimes. Everybody starts business, they win tenders, it's nice. Okay, what about the time when you're not winning the tenders? What about the time where your customer cash flow is not that good? What do you do then? That is when you demonstrate your grit. Come on, I read the book. I have the book. So really, you must appreciate that, and I do appreciate that. And I think that is a secret to success. That's a secret ingredient a lot of people miss or overlook. As banks, we were all doing well. Everything was nice till lockdown. People can't repay. Everything was happening, and then all of a sudden, the question was being asked that yes, you're making profits. But now, can your profits support or absorb a shock? So if there's a shock in the economy, can your business survive? Now, if you're in business and you experience a downturn, can the business survive, or will the business go down? And that's where the grit comes in, and that's where the resilience comes in, that's where the perseverance comes in, and that, I believe, if you can master that as entrepreneurs, business people, you have a legacy that is guaranteed. That through the ups and downs, you're still there. And nobody's going to take over your business or buy your business, or you close shop, or you become bankrupt because of that. Is that okay? Cool. I do have something for you. I didn't come empty-handed. I want to give you a verse, and I did that the last time, right? Just speaking to what Anand said. Psalm 37, verse 21. Who's going to read it? You can read what it says and read aloud there. Just read the first one. Just read,
The wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous give generously.
Yeah, you see. So as a banker, we care about repayment. So it says the wicked borrow and don't repay. That's speaking to what he says. I bet you didn't know it was in the Bible. Please always pay. Please repay. It's a principle. Wicked people, they borrow, they know they're not going to pay. They don't even care. They borrow when they're about to leave the job. They borrow when they know they're traveling. They do it intentionally because they know they don't want to repay. But let's not be like that. And I believe you wouldn't do that. Thank you. These are my nuggets. Now, coming into banking. I just wanted to remind you of some of the, I called it the basics, reminder of the basics of banking. If you know it, it's good to be reminded. So it's a basic principle, but the nice part about this is it's still applicable, and it's always good to be reminded, and you add to what you know with a different perspective. Now, the first thing that I would like to highlight, mind you, money, and if you define what is money is a medium of exchange for goods and services. It's a medium of exchange. I think this is Business Studies 101. Money is a medium of exchange. Now, if you're in business, definitely, if you say you don't have money or you're wondering where's the money, you should ask yourself, where is the exchange happening? Where is the exchange? Definitely, there's exchange of goods and services happening, and if you're not involved, therefore you don't have money. Full stop. It means you're not involved. Another word to say it, if you're not selling, you're not going to get money. So if you're wondering, oh, my business is low, what do I need to do? You need to do business development. And that's why, the title business development, I think that's how it evolved or it came into being. Most of the time they said I'm a sales manager, sales, but now they call it business development because you understand that whatever you put in today or the connections, the conversations you have can translate into business tomorrow. It's all about people, business development. So as a business owner, entrepreneur, definitely you do want money. It's very important. And for you to get that money, you definitely must do business development. And for you to actually receive that money, there must be some exchange of goods or services. We can't overemphasize that. If you're wondering, why is my business low? What is happening? The first thing you shouldn't be thinking of is, I need to cut costs. No. You need to go and look for business. You can cut all the costs, but if you don't get business, you'll still be there and nothing's happening. It's always about business. I think that one I've learned even in banking, you do efficiency initiatives, you do rationalization. Eventually you'll say, look, we just need to be bought out because there was no business coming in. Coincidentally, I'm on the other side, I'm at Access Bank. Okay, let me sell the bank a little bit, please don't quote me. World most respected African bank, Dangote's bank, if you didn't know. Access Bank is here to make an impact. We've grown, from when we took over Bank ABC. Mwesi spoke about the ATMs. We put in 34 new ATMs. We put in service center 7. The service center is like 3 million. We put in like seven of them. We've invested 200 million in Botswana just from the takeover. Access Bank. We're here to make impact, and it's good when you see it being demonstrated, right? So previously at Stanchart, we were closing branches, and then imagine I come to the other side, and now we're opening branches. So in the same economy, one person is saying, oh, there's no business, there's no customers. Others are opening to say there's business, there's customers. So definitely, it's all about perspective. If you find the right niche and you're doing the right thing, you will thrive, you will flourish, definitely. As I say, coming back to goods and services, even when in banking we say, okay, January is a slow cycle, people are not taking loans, but somebody is taking a loan somewhere. Just because you don't know the person doesn't mean it's not happening. There's always exchange of goods and services. And even in the industry, wherever you're doing your business, there's always something happening. You just need to find out where it is. Good. I hope that one helped you. All right. Now, just coming into some banking, how to take advantage. Of course, we spoke about cash flow. Cash flow can never be underestimated, right? When you say your cash flow, we're talking about, can you actually meet your daily needs? For you to pay your employees, as Anand said, that's a very important principle. You need to leverage. I personally believe in leveraging banking solutions. And when I say leverage, take advantage. There's something called an overdraft. Get an overdraft, right? It doesn't always have to be your money. And I think we're all used to, If you don't have money, go to the bank. We sell money. I'm selling the bank. As a bank, we sell money. We sell credit. We offer you money at an interest. That's our business. So we want people to borrow. We want you to come to us. We want you to ask for facilities. And you should take advantage of that. Now, one of the things when you say leverage banking solutions, for example, you get a tender. That's a good one. You can always, get a tender. But guess what? You don't need to have the money because, institutions have purchase order financing. We can support you. There's always ways to get the money to get the deal done. Yeah? Go and get the business. The money will come later, right? And you have a bank, yes, we'll charge you, what. But the fact is you're building that network. You're building that portfolio. You're building those platforms when they say, oh, I've done this project. Yes, 99% was from the bank, but still, it was your deal. It was your business. So take advantage of that. And the nice part about some of it is it's international, it's cross-border. I'm telling you, you can be a mogul in the world. They'll say, yeah, in Botswana, we know this person, they ship, they do these deals. Meanwhile, it's the bank that's doing it. As a bank, we want to be the world's most respected African bank. This is Access Bank. We're present in all the major hubs. I mean, we recently opened in Hong Kong. We want to facilitate banking as Africans without saying we need other people, their money, right? Now, why am I saying that? I'll connect back to that. I just want to mention, do you know why most people bank with FNB? Because of their ecosystem. It's not because of the convenience. It's nothing like that. What people don't understand is, when they say ecosystem, it means we're literally in the same house. So if you're asking me, please, can you send me money? It's because you are next to me. We're in the same house. You give it across, it comes. You're looking for money. Chances are the person who's going to send you that money also banks with FNB. Yes or no? That's why they'll say do pay to sell. They'll give you all the options because you're in the same house. Now, if you were to send money to another bank, then you hear about Bank of Botswana, clearing times, and what's your account number, SWIFT number. You start hearing all these solutions that extend the time for the money to get to you. Nobody wants to wait. That's why they'll say send an e-wallet, I'll pick it up at the ATM. They want it immediately. And because they said they have like 700,000 customers, they are all in the same ecosystem. The money from the government, they pay the students. That's why they can pay anybody even at midnight, because the money is in the house. And that is what we want to do as Access Bank. We want to create a global network whereby if you want to send money anywhere in the world, access to Access instant, right? We have something called Access Africa, similar to Western Union. Allows you to send money, you can pick it up in an Access in any other country in Africa. That is part of the ecosystem. And that is leveraging the banking network. Now, there's a lot of international deals I believe that we could be doing in Botswana. It doesn't have to be, I need to just trade here. You can supply, you can be a supplier, you can be a representative of international companies here. And the money is going cross-border through the banking system, right? So even as you're exploring solutions and areas to venture into, there's nothing stopping you from doing business in anywhere in the world, right? And your bank can verify, your bank can support you and bank you and say, yes, this is our customer in Botswana. If he's legit, they can pay you that side, the money will come through. I'm giving you ideas. I believe for us to go global, for us to really make that impact, you must think in a global scale. You must think of the whole continent. It shouldn't only be a local solution. Your solution should be scalable. I think that was one of the words for angel investing. It should be scalable. There should be growth. Right. So I spoke about purchase order finance just as an example. An easy one, digital banking nowadays. A lot of accounting softwares are linked to bank accounts. So they can easily do your financials. They can easily do all the forecasts, everything you need. Leverage that. Take advantage of that. One of the things I said during our class is, please watch how you keep a money trail, right? let the money show, let your bank account, your business bank account reflect on the liquidity you are looking for you to get a facility from the bank. Should I repeat that? I said, let the transactions in your bank account reflect the cash flow or liquidity you're looking for you to get a facility from the bank. Now, for you to get 1 million credit extension from the bank, they'll say, oh, your average balance in your bank account should be 100,000. Ensure that you manage your cash flow such that there's an average of 100,000 in your account. So when you get to the bank, they can give you that 1 million. Simple as that. Let's leverage. It's all about wisdom. Use the bank account, use the banking system for yourself so you can fully benefit. Compounding interest, take advantage of that. Let the money pile up. You know, there's a formula, I think they call it 8 wonder of the world, compounding interest. That's free money. You ask yourself, how does money multiply? Compounding interest. You put the money there, it keeps multiplying and multiplying. All of a sudden you say, oh wow. So always look out for opportunities to take advantage of compounding interest. At least once, even in the start of your journey, you should be able to put aside some money that you know in 10 years, in 20 years, it's going to compound, it's going to multiply, and you're just going to be somebody else. So please always try and look out for that. Be pedantic. Now I'm going to my last principles. Be pedantic about the money and the details of your money. Be pedantic means know your money, trace your money, keep an eye out on your money. As entrepreneurs, sometimes we take things lightly. We don't realize that what you don't know, somebody's using it to their advantage, right? Every tebe counts. Keep an eye out of it. Keep an eye out on it. There's nothing like people are trustworthy. People are not trustworthy. Please keep an eye out on that money, and you can't take it for granted. I mean, we keep repeating it. I mean, we talk about fraud, but people still don't believe that it happens. It happens. I'm telling you, don't trust anybody. Keep an eye out on your money. Keep an eye out on your alerts. I mean, I just want to give one off the record because it was so painful. You know, this Choppies promotion, win a car. Scammers were calling people to say, we've called you, you won a car, give your bank details. I mean, somebody did that, fell victim for that. They lost 100,000, okay? But guess what? The person did 28 transactions. 28 transactions, and you know, you say you don't check your messages. A lot of people don't read them. When the alert comes, they don't even read it. They don't even check, they don't. These are the little things you take for granted. But when somebody is doing 28 transactions, they're bleeding you dry, you're there, you just see a message, you say, it's the bank, and then you put it aside. Be pedantic. You need to know what's going on. You can't overlook it. Even when you swipe and they give you an alert, check what is there. I mean, we take this for granted, but this is, you know, these are ways to lose your wealth. So please don't be a victim of that. Be pedantic. Know where your money is going. Keep track of it. Keep yourself secure. Know who has access to your digital banking. Know who has access to your banking details. Please protect what you get. It's quite important, especially when you're starting up. The last thing you want to do is lose money. I mean, who would have thought someone like Bolt, you say Bolt can be ripped off. Anybody can be ripped off. And when you get money, a lot of people target you. So unfortunately, when you have money, there will be people who make you offers on how to grow, how to invest, how to multiply that money, right? I think the last example I gave when we were talking about, the last scripture and during our class, we talked about the parable of the talents, right? And then he said, if you don't have an idea, right? So the talents, that one who had 5, he did some business, he got 5 more. The one who did 3, the one who did 2. And then the one who buried the money said, look, if you don't have any ideas, the least you can do is put the money in the bank. Now, unfortunately with people, when they don't have ideas, they don't even want to say, let me just do a fixed deposit. That's the least you can do whilst you're waiting for an idea. put the fixed deposit, keep the money in the bank. One of the reasons why we had banks as a start, banks were secure. That's why you say you have a vault, you have a safe. You can imagine what money used to look like back then. And you know, when I put it in the bank, no thieves won't be able to, it was secure. Now, people don't, they've moved away their understanding of banking. As a bank, what we offer was the security, guaranteed. You put your money, you get your money. Now, people say, oh, I got my money, I'm giving it to my brother, I'm giving it to this one, they'll give me interest. People promise you all sorts of returns that never materialize, and you can't hold them to it. That's why we have the bank. And in Botswana, our deposits, there's a deposit insurance with Bank of Botswana, so your deposits are guaranteed. Right? Usain Bolt, unfortunately, he met fly-by-nights, and they're very convincing. And a lot of, especially high net worth footballers, entertainers, they get approached. They say, this is a scheme, we want to invest, we want to do this. This is the latest business idea. This is going to make money. There's a lot of proposals that come in. And if you're not an expert, you don't have the background, you don't have the interest, they easily get ripped off. Easily. Because I can present you something, it looks nice, that's it. Someone said cash flow projections are always positive. Have you heard that one? There's nobody who make a cash flow projection where they're making a loss. Never. And unfortunately, that's what always happens. The business case always looks nice. The brochure always looks nicer than the actual place. So please, it's very important. You need to protect the money you get. Always remember, invest as well. So borrow, save, insure, invest. If you don't have insurance, please do take out insurance. I would recommend start with life insurance. That's always a good one. Okay, so your enemies know they can't kill you because you're rich. Okay, an interesting one. I was actually gonna say, one of the you'll say why Mogobe and what he's doing is so impactful. A lot of people, they believe in it's a secret, let me hide it. Life is not like that. There are no secrets. Do you believe there are no secrets? Have you ever heard in a class when they ask a question, you have the answer, you didn't say it. Somebody says exactly what you said. Have you experienced that? It's the same thing. Thoughts, like they say, they give an analogy, they say it's like in the air. It's for everybody. I'm telling you, the same thing you see, somebody sees it, has the same idea. So it's only a matter of time if you don't act, if you don't do what you're planning, or if you're not quick in executing the idea you have, somebody's going to do it. Full stop. Ideas there are too many. So don't think, you're joking. Somebody will do the same thing in another country, literally. So please feel free to share and move. As you execute, share your ideas, because somebody can give you another angle on how it can grow, right? And they don't have to be paid for it. The thing with ideas, they don't have to pay you to say you've helped me, I'm a consultant. No, but share. They say, I'm looking at doing this. They'll say, yeah, why don't you add this? Oh, I'm thinking of doing this. Why don't you add this? Just to enhance your idea. Part of the networking. Lastly, when I was reflecting, I said, after all this knowledge, my last scripture, it says, the end of a thing is better than the beginning. You've come to the end of the mentorship, but this is now the beginning, right? And for you, I think it's most important to always ask yourself, what did I do with all this knowledge? All these books, man, that's not when you were saying 6 books, I was like, man, I'm an adult, man. Who reads hey, what are you doing with all this knowledge? It'll be pointless if you don't implement it. And if you say atomic habits, if your habits don't reflect any of the knowledge you have been putting, it to be really painful. And you'll be the only one to blame. Coincidentally, it's good to be in this family, the Mogobe family. I was listening to the boys, I'm like, hey, everybody can have their own podcast. when the mom is praying, she's going on, I'm like, she can start one. And then the son will start one. Wow. There's so much knowledge. You can see it's replete in this house. And you have had the opportunity to get insights into knowledge. They say people perish for lack of knowledge. Knowledge is power. Use it. Make it count. And all the best. Thank you so much. Oh. Thank you. Okay.